Morning, it's Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? I appreciate you guys for being here. Good morning. Today is Tuesday. Today is March 4th. I hope that you are off to a really good start. Alabama held its first practice on Monday. Today on the show, as we continue to go over our spring football central coverage right here on Bama Football on YouTube, we're talking about the day one risers. That's from yesterday. Right? Greg Byrne talking about year two in the quote that he provided yesterday. We're going to go over the offensive tackle and kind of look at it from an overview. I'm going to talk about Ryan Grubb and highlight a little bit more of what he said about Alabama's running backs, which that entire room, I am so excited about that running back room. The linebackers a little bit banged up. We're going to talk about maybe the positives from that. Yes, positives. I think anytime that there's some injuries that you're going to have some guys stand up, rise up, grow up, right? We're also going to talk more about the quarterback competition. All this and more today on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Man, there was so much content yesterday. My goodness. I mean, all the content creators out there crushing it. I saw some really good, stuff out there. The University of Alabama had some good stuff. Really good photos. It's that time of year. It's a celebration. And I appreciate you guys rocking. What's up, Max Tooney? Cookie all day? What's up? I've never seen you before. Larry Large. Jarvis inside the comment box. Rich B. Daniel Adams. Chris from New Jersey. Rich B. All right, this is the early crew. You guys getting locked in early. You know what? Tonight, I was thinking about it. Maybe tonight we'll have a call-in show. Right? We'll have some stuff to talk about. I'm sure more stuff will kind of come out today. And we'll have a call-in show tonight. So be sure and stay tuned to the notifications. Probably my window is usually like 7:30. And then after that, it's like curtains for Kyle. But I appreciate you guys. And I'm feeling really good today. And after yesterday, there's a lot to go over after one practice. So I'm going to take you through it. By the way, all right, be safe if you are in this region of the country. I know there's some significant storms in that, southern Mississippi area, kind of into southwestern Alabama, even kind of close to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So stay close to your weather radios. Listen up to James Spann or Ryan Hall. Have you seen Ryan Hall on YouTube? Oh my! Who watches Ryan Hall? He introduced me to Ryan Hall. This guy has like 1 million subscribers. Way more, I think. And he just broadcasts severe weather. He does an extraordinary job. One of the best YouTubers I've seen. All right. Herman, what's up, man? Thanks for getting inside the comment box. Southern Red, good to see you. Hope you're having a good week. KW, what's up? Good morning to you and Roll Tide. All right, everybody checking in. Remember, these are also uploaded on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But the news always comes right here to Bama Football on YouTube. So, KW, you saw Ryan Hall, right? That guy is amazing. Man, goals. I mean, I understand that I'll never get to that level, but, yo, that dude is an absolute G. I love how he's very calm. He does a really good job explaining what is going to happen. And then all the windows that he has from, like, live viewing. So check it out. If you're interested in weather, and those are very popular channels. Daniel Adams commenting that Ryan Williams didn't put on any weight. I saw him and he does look thicker. So, a lot of this, weight management, maybe you shifted around some muscle. There was some small highlights yesterday of him. He looked fantastic. All right. Marcus, what's up, man? I appreciate it. Rocket Town, what's up? Okay, let's go over my day one risers. Yesterday I gave out a few game balls just from practice number one. I know it's like practice. We're talking about practice. Yeah, I gave it a couple game balls. I gave a game ball to Cole Adams, Ryan Grubb, Cam Calhoun, Jeremiah Beeman, and need to figure out one more game ball that I need to give away today. All right. Chris from New Jersey, what's up, man? See you inside the comment box. And Nicole, good morning to you. Griffin, what's up? I see you as well. So I was thinking about this. So like my day one risers and guys who are maybe caught my eye after just a short, one practice, and guys that I heard Coach Kalen DeBoer talk about, or people that I talked to, or things that I just saw with my own eyes, or things that I read. Here are a couple guys, and I'll start with Jeremiah Beeman. Go ahead and put your day one riser. Just anything that you saw. It doesn't. Yeah, look, a lot of times we're seeing the same stuff. You might have seen something from one of the great articles out there from, the recruiting sites or whatever. Like, go ahead and list your day one riser. Just whatever you saw. No harm, no foul. For me, it seemed like Jeremiah Beaman is kind of coming into his own, right? And I like this, and I think it's important, right? Charlie Potter, Bama Online, has him going from 296 to 312 pounds. It's 16 pounds to get over that 300 mark, which we want to see because the defensive line depth, that was something that is concerning to me going into this season. Now, James Smith, one of the guys that I've been really excited about in the previews, he's going to be limited. I don't know what that means in terms of limited. So does that mean he's not going to practice in terms of contact? Well, okay. It might be a blessing in disguise for a guy like Jeremiah Beaman to build up some of that depth as well, right? Defensive line, redshirt freshman now, 296 pounds, now playing at 312 pounds. So I like that. I saw some photos of him yesterday doing some work. I saw some small footage of him as well. So I gave him a game ball, and I think he's kind of a day one riser. And I think that's positive when we look to Alabama's defensive line, defensive tackles, because that's an area that Alabama certainly needs help at. I think even if Alabama was to go into the transfer portal, I would like to see him still kind of look at a tackle potentially. We're going to talk about the tackles today as well, but also, a defensive tackle, a nose guard, a big boy. And it's hard to recruit that position. It really is. Another day one riser in a star-studded room is Cole Adams. Look, I think if I had to list the wide receivers right now from the guys that I just saw yesterday and the things that you read and the things that we all saw, I think that I would probably list the wide receivers like this. I'd probably go Ryan Williams, Jeremy Bernard, Isaiah Horton, Rico Scott. I didn't see too much of Jalen Hell yet, but I'm definitely adding in Cole Adams. And obviously, the catch that Latsier Brooks had yesterday was dope. We highlighted that on the YouTube channel. That's courtesy of University of Alabama. Cole Adams last year, I felt, was a really good wide receiver, much better than I thought he was going to be. And yesterday in the short footage that we saw, he's sticky. He can catch the ball really well. Michael Coleman, what's up, man? Yeah, and I agree with you on Ryan. He just looks thicker, right? I think he probably like more muscle tone. But Cole Adams is going to be tough to keep off the field. And look, when he gets his name called and when he has to come on and when he has to do his thing at that slot position, I think Cole Adams is going to be very dependable. Now, a lot of you have felt that Cole Adams might be a guy who's returning punts or kicks or something like that. But let's keep an eye on Cole Adams. Lamarion, what's up, man? Good morning to you. I like that avatar. No, so I gave him a game ball yesterday. Each of these guys got a game ball from me yesterday, day one. Post who you gave your game ball to inside the comment box as well. I felt good to talk about some football yesterday, man. January and February, like preview months. Getting to yesterday was what's up. Patriot Live in with the super chat. What's up, man? I appreciate you, Patriot Live. Good to see you, brother. Thank you so much, Patriot Live. I always appreciate you being in the corner. North Alabama Storm Chase will be busy tonight with the big storms. Be sure and follow North Alabama Storm Chase on Facebook. Today will be an active day for weather, so be safe. I also gave a couple game balls to a couple additional players that I saw yesterday. Now, Alabama football, their official account, released some highlights of the guys in practice. It looked like a pretty intense practice. I think there was a recruit on campus that said that the practice was really intense. We wanted to see that intensity from the jump, right? In this clip right here, and you can watch this on Alabama football's official account, if you slow it down, you can see that Cam Calhoun right here is going up against Jalen Hell. Now, we haven't seen a lot of Jalen Hell just yet, but I think a couple takeaways from this image. Number one, you can see that Jalen Hell has this brace right here on his knee. Okay. But also, he wasn't listed as a wide receiver or any player that was limited for practice, right? That's good. Cam Calhoun, I saw him in the individual drills, and I don't know, just looking from his body type and the way he was moving, I mean, he looks like a guy. I don't know if he's going to play the Husky position or if he's going to play that corner position, and maybe that's still something that they're thinking about. Hey, Jack Wells, I see you inside the comment box. I appreciate that, man. So I'm curious, and I'm excited to see what Coach Kalen DeBoer or Mo Lindquist or, Kane Womack has to say about Cam Calhoun, specifically, too, because of the fact that Damani Jackson is out for the springtime with an undisclosed injury, right? Those are the things that I'm watching with Cam Calhoun. On this other side, this young man is Latier Brooks. He's like, yeah, Todd, I agree with you, man, right? It seemed like he was all over. In the same clip Alabama football released, you have Latier Brooks going up, and I get it. I think he's going up against a walk-on, whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, this guy seems like some guys just have the ability to be like human highlights. And Latier Brooks, like going up, it was good cinematography. It was one catch. I get it. But he's wearing number 17. We're excited about him as a true freshman. And Latier Brooks also kind of on a day one riser. Is he going to get opportunities this year? I don't know. I mean, there's so many wide receivers. But the important thing is the developmental phase for these guys getting here, working with Ryan Grubb, working with the offense, getting repetitions. Because the wide receivers are absolutely stacked. I mean, I just named my top 5 wide receivers, and I didn't even see Jalen Hell yet, so that's 6 because he's 100% in my top 6. But like Derek Meadows, Latier Brooks, Bubba Hampton's out, right? Melon Jesus, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. So anyways, that stood out to me yesterday. Good to see a kid who just got here making plays already. All right. As we continue on Bama Football on YouTube, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Greg Byrne, this was an interview that you can read, an article on Bama 247 or 247 Bama. Those guys do a really good job, too. You got On3, you got 24/7, you got Rivals, you got Yay Alabama. There's plenty of elite, AL.com, elite coverage out there. So go support them all. It's a quote that came out. He says, a year later, and this is Greg Byrne talking about basically like year 2 under Coach Kalen DeBoer and really the stability of the football program. So he says this, a year later, there's a lot of stability. Kids have been doing a great job with the time in the weight room, the time in the film room, doing whatever they can to get prepared. And so they have a year under their belt, and that's a lot more familiarity. I love that. And I think that kind of puts things into perspective on a larger scope. Because last year at this time, kind of scattering. Now, there's always going to be a plan in place, and you're going to get through the times of the season just because that's what you do. But right now, there's stability here. And that's a strong word. Stability is a strong word. And that's why I put up like LT Overton on the left side, because the defense has so many guys returning. There might be some guys that are limited or that are out. Those guys will be fine. Those guys are still putting in the work, still in the weight room, whatever they can do, and still in the film room, most importantly. But year over year, think about where Alabama is right now. Think about the coaching staff. Let me ask you this. Okay, just think about this. You don't have to answer in the comment box, but maybe just put this in your mind. Okay? Does Alabama have a better situation at quarterback? Does Alabama have a better situation at the offensive coordinator? Is Alabama in a better situation in the secondary? Like just year over year, comparatively, if we compare the times of the year, what would you say in each of those areas? Now, special teams might be an area where I say, well, maybe Alabama was better last year than they were this year, but that's an area they'll probably work on. Whereas, there's a couple question marks that we all have, but comparatively, like this year versus last year, I think you're in a better area. Now, if you want to talk recruiting and stuff like that, it takes time to get guys on campus. And last year, Alabama really didn't turn it up until the cold summer hit, right? But those areas that I just explained, like if you think about them, Alabama's in a much better situation compared to last year. Stability, that's a strong word. I like it. As we continue, Dennis, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box as well. Eli Pond inside the comment box said this. I had a joke with my buds that Grub's new nickname would be Grubhub because he was going to deliver us a national championship. I like that. I can see that. I mean, look, I want to just get to the playoffs, and that's going to be hard enough to do. So let's go with Grubhub delivering Alabama to the playoffs. It's going to be tough for any team to continue to win like 16 games, whatever it is, to get to that area. And remember tonight, hey, William, thanks for the super chat, man. That's what's up. Tonight I'll be live again, probably at 7:30, taking your calls. Mark is talking about Bear committing to Michigan over Alabama. It seemed like he was a Michigan lean the whole time. I mean, because even when you look to like what the recruiting analysts were saying, they felt that Bear was, going to go to Michigan rather than Alabama. So I don't know. And at this point in time, I don't really spend too much time recruiting because so much changes with those teenagers. It's like you're tracking them. They commit, they decommit, they recommit. They announce they're going to an all-star game. They decommit from the all-star game. It's exhausting. And it's not the same. The recruiting is not the same anymore. I mean, for the people in that industry, it's changed. Nobody, like 2027, 2028 articles on some of these kids, it's changed completely. It used to be something that, and look, I get excited when the players have actually signed and maybe like a week out. But other than that, man, wake me up when we get to that recruiting area, because until these guys have signed the dotted line, I think right now the guys that are coming to Alabama or committing to Alabama are just using Alabama as a stepping stone to elevate their overall, brand and get more, offers from bigger programs just because they went to Alabama. And now because you went to Alabama, you're going to get more attention. Samuel is saying, so spring game not going to be on TV. Yeah, no TV for A-Day this year. And there's a lot of reasons why. Mostly is because that transfer portal window is on the 15th, right? So, Sean, you know what I'm saying, man. Hey, Michael Coleman, thanks you for being a fan funder for 9 months. That's what's up. And he says, just know they are focused. And I have seen, it does seem like kind of like the outside pulse. I mean, I'm not in the locker room, but it just does feel like they're a little bit more dialed at this point in time. Chris from New Jersey points out that Oklahoma completely canceled their spring game. They're going to do a spring combine. So a lot of these teams are paranoid because of that April 15th transfer portal window. It makes total sense. I mean, Coach Kalen DeBoer has spoke a little bit about A-Day, but I'm sure they don't have it 100% figured out quite yet. Because you don't want to showcase all your reserves or rising guys and then have them get poached a couple days after. Just doesn't make sense. Let's talk about Alabama's offensive tackle and give you an update in this area. There's a lot going on, so stay with me. Right now, Caden Proctor is limited with an injury. I didn't see him out there yesterday. So limited, it could mean a million different things. I'm sure he's going to, get repetitions and doing all that stuff. He was a little bit banged up with the shoulder pretty much all year. In fact, there was some reports that he was going to miss that Michigan game because of his shoulder. He manned up. He played through it. But I think, having him healthy is very important. Pictured right here is Olas Allonen, who's from Finland, an interior offensive lineman that's getting some reps about at tackle. So let's start with Wilkin Formby. One of the areas, as you know, we're all tracking the progress of Wilkin Formby. I don't think there's one person inside the comment box that's like against Wilkin Formby. I don't think there's one Alabama fan that's against Wilkin Formby. How could there be? He seems like such a good dude. He's from here. But it's like we need to see improvement, period. And I think that's where you start to look at other offensive linemen getting reps at the tackle position. For example, Olas Allen. He's a guard that's getting reps at tackle, right? But the most notable thing from yesterday was the fact that Coach Kalen DeBoer said Michael Carroll is getting reps at that tackle position. Why is this important? Well, this is something that we are wondering. We are wondering if a five-star guard who came in as an interior offensive lineman was going to get reps at tackle. Was Alabama going to go to the transfer portal for a tackle? And here we have Michael Carroll getting reps at that tackle position. I love it. That was probably one of the bigger nuggets that Coach Kalen DeBoer dropped yesterday from practice. Jack Wells asking if Caden Proctor dropped some weight. I would say yes. I think it's more about weight shifting, kind of taking some of that extra. I mean, because what was he, like 369 last year? I would say he's way under that. Not like way, like drastically. But I think it's more about body shifting and being able to be a little bit more athletic at that tackle position. Yeah, I saw that on The Tide That Binds Us. That's the docuseries that you can watch on Fox Nation. I think the next episode will drop tomorrow. Let me know if you hear any of my voiceovers in that docuseries. I signed off on a couple of them. It wasn't like paid or anything. It was a free deal. They just asked if they could use some of the audio from the show, which I thought was pretty cool. Except last week they played it and I had a terrible take. I was like, Vanderbilt's not going to score a touchdown or 10 points or something like that. It was hilarious. You also have freshman Jackson Lloyd in development at the tackle spot as well. Reason for concern at the tackle position? I don't know. I'm watching the tackle position. We won't have an indication because we're not going to have a spring game. But I'm sure Coach Kalen DeBoer and, maybe if we hear from Coach Kapilovic, will give us a little bit more insight on how Carroll's doing at tackle. I mean, Michael Carroll, I think, we need to see more of him clearly, but from what I understand, he is definitely capable to be able to play sooner than later, whether that's at guard or tackle. That just tells you how good he is. And we've heard some good things about Geno Vandermark, although Vandermark's not going to work at tackle. He's a guard. And didn't really hear anything about Cam Dewberry yet. Yeah, and just to say what we said at the beginning of the show, Eli Pond inside the comment box talking about the severe storm. So if you're in this region, stay close to your weather radios or James Spann or Ryan Hall or North Alabama Storm Chase. I know he has a great Facebook channel. Be safe. The storms are crazy out here. Growing up in New Mexico, and I've lived in different places. I've went over all the places I've lived. I've never seen storms like there are storms here in the Southeast. It used to freak me out for a while just because they are so intense. I think in Tuscaloosa it's more straight line winds today, but I just got a call that they're canceling all the kids' afternoon activities because of the wind. In fact, there's some pretty good wind right now. Appreciate you guys rocking with me on this beautiful Tuesday, March 4th. I said this last night, or earlier in the show, rather, that I'm going to be live again tonight at 7:30 p.m. taking your calls. It's a good interview on Yay, Alabama, and I spoke about this a little bit yesterday. It has Ryan Grubb talking to Yay, Alabama. I believe it's Aaron Suttles who wrote the article. And he says, this is a quote from that article. It says, I thought Jam Miller showed up a couple times today, just making good decisions, and so did Richard Young. Now, I think this is a very powerful quote because one of the things that I really am curious about with Ryan Grubb is how he's going to use the running backs, but how good are these running backs? I still don't think that we know how good Jam Miller, just him by himself, we don't know how good he is. I still think he has a higher ceiling than we've seen. And I think he's close to being the player that he's going to be in the NFL, and we're going to see that this year. And Richard Young, we just haven't seen that many opportunities from him either. And hearing Grubb talk about these two individuals, and I saw Jam Miller catch a pass. By the way, he has he does a really great job catching the football out of the backfield or downfield. I mean, he's caught a couple touchdown passes here at Alabama. But I think that can be a really good combo. And think about this. They're bigger backs, too. I mean, Jam Miller's 220. Richard Young, I think he's like 210, 215, 210. Dre Washington, who just came in, he's like 220. Daniel Hill's 240, right? AK Deer, what is he, like 210? And then Kevin Riley's probably, what, 200? Those are some bigger running backs overall than we've had in the last few years, I think. Like, collectively. So just hearing, Ryan Grubb talk about that running back room, but I want to show you this as well. Like, look at this room. Man, I hate for any of these guys to transfer out. And just like Jack Wells is asking, he's like, who's going to transfer out? Man, if somebody was like, man, Kyle, do you think somebody will transfer in the transfer portal from the running back room? Like, answer right now. I would say yes. I just think based on the way that Alabama will run its offense going forward, I don't know if you need 6 running backs. Maybe I'm wrong. Do you guys feel that there'll be a running back that transfers out? I kind of do. The running backs I'm circling right now at this point in time are Draylen Washington and Daniel Hill. I want to see, maybe we have some packages that are specifically designed for some of these big power backs. I mean, Daniel Hill at 242 pounds. My goodness. Hey, Michael Carroll, that's what's up, man. I'm down. Yeah. We can go get some wings. Your choice. We had a debate recently, the best wings in Tuscaloosa. People like Buffalo Phil's. They do have good wings. It's just the wings are a little bit smaller, right? Baumhower's, I like Baumhower's. The wings are really, thick, meaty. Plenty of options, but I don't know. We got talking about that one time. Look, I'm not opposed to Wingstop. Really talented running back room. That's why you can't have a spring game. It is because with these running backs, look at these guys. I said this last night and someone started laughing. I was like, which guy would you rather tackle right here? You rather tackle Jam Miller on your left or Richard Young on your right? Imagine seriously. I want to make sure that he's only 210 pounds. He looks bigger than 210. And does he look 220? Like, look at this guy. Oh, man. All right. Linebacker update. This is another. The experience in this room is tremendous. But right now, it's a little bit banged up. Deontay Lawson, he's not healthy. Justin Jefferson, he's limited. I don't even know if he's going to be in contact, have contact, right, this year. And then Nakai Hill-Green, he's new, so he hasn't played. Caden Jones, he's a sophomore. I think he's really good, actually. Will he be, the second linebacker right now? QB Reese, we'll get to see more of him. Daryl Duke Johnson is here. Luke Metz is here. You'll get to see Abdul Sanders later on. Ricky Smith, man, glad to see you're okay. That's what's up. And even this, look, you even have a new inside linebacker coach who's Chuck Morrell. So a lot of new within the linebacker room. And I think, once Deontay Lawson and Justin Jefferson are healthy, that, it's one of the most. I would venture to say if you have Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, Nakai Hill-Green, all healthy, 100% healthy by the start of the season, I would think collectively, if we put all their snap counts together, it's the most experienced room in the entire country. But right now, if these guys were to go into play, none of these guys have played here at the University of Alabama. Let's just say Deontay Lawson and Justin Jefferson couldn't play. None of these guys have played. that's concerning now, but these guys will grow up, develop camaraderie, and be good to go for the season. You can find Eli inside the comment box in Pell City at the Wingstop. Here's a look at the linebacker room overview. I'll go full screen. See, you have Deontay Lawson. He's out. Justin Jefferson, limited. I think Abdul Sanders gets here in the summertime. There's a couple guys that are still rolling in during the summertime. Michael Coleman likes T-Town wings on University. Huh. I'm down. I saw Daryl Duke Johnson and Luke Metz yesterday at practice from the video that Alabama released. It was just a couple seconds, but still, good to see these guys out there. Experienced group overall. Go over some of the photos that Alabama shared yesterday. In case you guys missed these, I'll just kind of run over these a couple more times. This is Dre Washington, another running back. We talked about him. He's a transfer in, right? You have Jaden Roberts right here, and you have Wilkin Formby, 75. You have LT Overton, and you have Ty Simpson. Yeah, Jalen Mbakwe. You know what? I saw Jalen Mbakwe. That's a wide receiver I didn't talk about just a little bit ago. But I saw him catch a couple passes from Keelan Russell yesterday. 2 shots of Jam Miller right here, and then Chuck Morrell talking with new wide receiver Isaiah Horton. Keep in mind, Isaiah Horton right here is I think he's 6'4". Man, and these helmets have changed. What are these helmets called? The extra padding? I forget what they're called. Oh, Guardian caps. Yeah, these are even new. Some guys even wear these in the NFL. I mean, wouldn't it make sense? I wonder if in the future that if helmet companies are just going to make just a bigger helmet, like the size of the Guardian, because guys are wearing the Guardian caps in the NFL. Ricky Smith, man, what's up? Good to see you inside the comment box. Owen inside the comment box says this: defense looked really good at the end of the season, and you could see the light coming on. I can't wait to see them this year. I agree with that. There was, the holds that they had against Michigan, I get it. Michigan didn't have all their players or whatever, but how they played, how you play against Mercer, how you play against Michigan, I don't care. How you play, I can tell a lot by how you play. And the defense did play inspired against Michigan. That's why Kane Womack has such a good approval rating right now, is because the way he got the defense to play in the last game of the season, period. Couple more photos to run through. Jason Jones, right, up here to the top left. Ryan Grubb. Dre Kirkpatrick. I'm watching him. Him and Zay Minty should get opportunities considering that Keon Sabb is out. And then Jeremiah Beeman, I told you, he got one of the game balls early on, right? Here's an entire list of the injury list. I showed this a couple times yesterday. I'll run through it one more time. Hey, Chris, I appreciate that, man. Alex Osbroff, he's a punter. He's out. David Bird, he's a long snapper. He's out. Bubba Hampton, wide receiver. He's out. Cavante Henry, that wolf position. He's out. Damani Jackson, he's out at the corner position. Deontay Lawson, Danny Lewis, Keon Sabb, and then limited Caden Proctor, Justin Jefferson, and James Smith. So that's kind of, what we were watching yesterday. We ran through a couple Coach Kalen DeBoer comments yesterday, which I thought were good, just to hear Coach Kalen DeBoer talk about some high-level, items that were on his mind. He was asked about the offensive line and asked about the quarterback competition. I'm sure you guys have read, the articles through that. Let me kind of scrub through this. I wanted to get to the footage. And then we went through the footage yesterday. This was clearly released by the University of Alabama, but there you have Ryan Grubb, right? This is tight. I like this, this whole, look, I guess we're rating outfits now. I even like this hoodie too. But this is tight. I like that. I like that, hoodie vest or whatever that is. And Byron, that's why you're happy, man. Exactly. Is because this man, yeah, I know, Jack. I get it. Like, why don't they just call like the edge rusher, right? Or outside linebacker. I know they want to call it Wolf. But think about this. All right, hear me out. You had Bill O'Brien, Tommy Rees, Nick Sheridan, and none of those guys are Ryan Grubb. They're just not. So, they're gonna have like Tommy Rees. I think he'll get there in time. And I know, I guess North Carolina was gonna hire him if they didn't hire Bill Belichick for a head coaching job. So it looks like he's getting there, but he wasn't there. He wasn't there when he was here at Bama. Bill O'Brien wasn't it. Nick Sheridan, it was over his head. He'll probably get there as well. He's still on staff, as you know, but like none of those guys are Ryan Grubb, period. Right? Lance Hunter says they got us a wing stop in Tampico, Mexico. Are you serious? That's what's up. Here's Quay Rusa, right? The edge. Edge rusher, Wolf position player. And you have John Latham right here who switched to that bandit position. Some of this footage you've probably already seen. Number 12, that's Zay Mincy. Number 9 coming up is Cam Calhoun. We gave him a game ball. He's a transfer in. That is Red Morgan, number 16 for Alabama. You got Kane Womack right here. Fired up. Still rocking with the hoodie. That guy just wears hoodies, period. Right? Number 2, that's Xavier Brown. The guys in white, here's Cam Calhoun again. The guys in white yesterday is the defense. I think that's Cam Howard right there. And then Red Morgan. Jumping on the ball, on the bag. That's what we call that drill. Grubb finally touchdown. And so, yeah, it's good to see him out. People were asking if he was going to coach on Zoom or whatever. Tonight, fam, I am going to take your calls at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Maybe 7. Stay tuned. You can give me your take on what you've heard. Maybe I'm sure news is going to release today on whatever. Number 41, that's Nakai Hill-Green, right, getting some work in. He's a transfer from Colorado, number 41 right there. Number 26, that is Luke Metz. Cam Calhoun one more time. Coach Kalen DeBoer rocking the black hoodie. That was Coach Kapilovic right next to him. Offensive line coach for the second year in a row. Here's Ryan Grubb one more time. Invest B, say number 5 is Dejon Lee. Thanks for that, man. I appreciate that, Invest. Good old Mustard. And I spotlighted the quarterbacks. They have, a little bit of, footage of the quarterbacks. Number 15, clearly Ty Simpson. Number 10 is Austin Mack. You can see Keelan Russell. This is a nice ball. It's a nice ball. Well, I mean, we've seen these guys throw 3 balls, right? It's like, but it was a nice ball. Here's Keelan Russell. That's a nice ball. The thing about it is, like, with Keelan Russell, he just has, like, a nice flick of the wrist, right? That's Jalen Mbakwe, number 3. Here's Austin Mack with the good deep ball right here. I mean, deep balls are easy. It's just, it's against air. Nice catch right there, Cole Adams. Tight ends, number 88. That was Jaden Hobson right there, I think. That was a new guy that Alabama brought in. Coach Kalen DeBoer said the tight end room's a little thin. Here's Jeremy Bernard, number 5. Ryan V. Williams getting off. Whoosh. Number 1, Isaiah Horton. Look at all these guys. Rico Scott, number 11. This room is crazy good. Look at this catch right here. Go get it. Look at that. Another nice catch. This is a one-handed grab, too, by Ryan Williams. Sticky. Rico Scott. Get it done. Man, he's really good, Rico Scott. Look at this catch. All these guys are like Velcro. Well, I know the wide receiver room is so crazy. It's really fun to check out. I will be back as news happens. I'll also have video throughout the day. You can follow us on Facebook. That's an area to connect with us. Apple Podcasts, Spotify later on in the day. As news happens, I come back for like major news, and then I plan to be live either 7 or 7:30 p.m. tonight to take your calls, to dive into it. We'll go right into it too. Maybe have like an hour type show. But I appreciate the super chats. Thank you very much for contributing today on the show. If you're a fan funder, thank you so much. And hope you guys had a good show today right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Today is Tuesday, March 4th. Alabama has a basketball game tomorrow against Florida. And then they have Auburn on Saturday. That schedule is absolutely brutal. All right, fam. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Stay safe from the storms. Stay close to your weather radio. Ryan Hall, James Spann, or North Alabama Storm Chase. Those are some great channels to follow. I'll be back as news happens or tonight right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I love you, fam. Thank you very much for supporting me. Have a beautiful rest of your day. See you soon right here on Bama Football on YouTube. See you, fam.